And I'm going to walk you through applying your PMI to your part. To start out, we need to turn the application on. We'll go into Application, under Document, Toolbox, PMI. Once PMI is activated, you'll notice I have an entire ribbon associated to the PMI tools. Next thing I need to do is determine the view that I want the dimensions to appear in. Notice if I go into Model Views, I have a Work View. If I start placing dimensions now, the dimensions will appear in the back view. What I want to do is I want to make my Trimetric my Work View. I'm going to double click on that. Now that this is my Work View, all of the dimensions that I apply will appear under this view. Now at the top, you'll notice I have several ways of applying dimensions. I have rapid, linear, radial. If I want a specific dimension type, I can go to linear or radial or angular. If I want to use more general or inferred dimensions, I can go into rapid. This combines most of these into one tool. But if you want to be specific, like I do now, I'm going to go into linear. Once I go into the linear dimension tool, I can determine the type of measurement. Notice method is set to inferred. Here I have horizontal, vertical, point-to-point, perpendicular, as well as cylindrical. In this case, I'm going to leave this on inferred, and I'm going to pick the two elements I want to dimension between. I'm going to pick this face and this face. Notice the system sets up temporary planes. One of them is the work plane. This dimension cannot be properly measured in the trimetric view, so what NX does is it orients a plane that's most appropriate between those two faces to set that dimension on. Now when I place this dimension, I'm going to close and I'm going to resize. You'll notice that the dimension is listed under the work view and it's orthogonal. So if I true this up to the side, it's orthogonal and gives me a truly accurate measurement between those two parallel faces. I'll do this again. I'll go into linear. This time I'm going to pick this face and this inside face. Once again, I get my datums, place my dimension, and close. I'll resize so I see the dimension. Next, I'm going to apply some radial dimensions. And again, under the method, I can determine if I want a diameter or a radius. In this case, I want diameters, so I'm going to select on diameter and begin picking those edges that I want the diameter value on. Again, note that is a planar face, so those dimensions align themselves to that plane and again get placed in the work view. I'll do the same thing to the back. We'll go into radial. Place that dimension, close, and resize so we can see all of our dimensions.